Hello, and welcome back to yet another episode of Literally My Life, My Guide to Girlhood. It is your girl, Alex Elamine, but I'm better known as Chicago Barbie these days, and I am so grateful, as you can see that is the theme of the episode, to be sitting here on this podcast that I started from this very bed 2 years ago, almost now, doing a Christmas themed episode with you guys. Now, I know this episode is late. I know. I want to apologize to you guys for that. I recorded an episode on time. I thought about it. It didn't sit right with me. I didn't like it. Not that it was terrible, but it just wasn't my best. And I never want to give you guys, especially on the podcast, anything that's not my best because I wouldn't be where I'm at today without this podcast. 110%. So I want to give it everything in me. So I waited until I had a good theme. I waited till it clicked for me. And I said, you know what? This is the episode we're going to record. It's going to be a little bit of a shorter one, but hey, why not? I also don't have one of those outline thingies, and I don't have any Ask Alex questions written out. I'm sorry. We'll get to those for our Christmas episode coming on Christmas Day. All I have today is my mind, my thoughts, obviously God with me. Sorry, there's something in my eye. And you guys, because that's all that really matters. Okay. Before we get into today's episode, please follow Literally My Life's Instagram and TikTok, subscribe to our newsletter, submit all of your Ask Alex questions, and feel free to get gifts for everyone in your life off of my LTK and Amazon storefront. All of those links are in our episode description below, and make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you're not watching on YouTube. Okay. Let's get into today's episode. So, today's episode is titled Gratitude is the Attitude. And I know you probably have heard that saying before. I know I've heard it before and I'm like, that is so cute and corny. But that's not the theme that I'm trying to give off here. I know it sounds corny, I know it sounds a little stupid, but it's really the truth. It's really how I feel. I think gratitude is the attitude during the Christmas season. As you get older, you definitely appreciate the things that you have in life and like the sentimental value of things more than material things. So when I was a kid, Christmas was all about Barbie dolls for me, which is funny because that's my nickname now. But that's all it was about. I wanted a new Barbie doll. I wanted a new Barbie doll house most years, and I got them, which is why I had 4. I just wanted so many things. And they would just always be material, and that's fine when you're like 7 or 10 or however. And then around 16, 17, 18, it mattered to me a lot less. This Christmas, I'm 18 years old. I'm going to be 19 next year. And I was trying to make my Christmas list this year. I didn't know what to ask for. I went on the internet repeatedly and was like, hey guys, here's some things that I like in general, like the color pink, and I'm very, into God. What are some things that I should ask for Christmas? And so some people said a pink Bible, and I was like, I don't know. Oh, I don't know where my Bible is right now, but I was like, I don't know, because I love the Bible that I have. I don't know. It was so hard for me to find a Christmas present, and that's because I'm a girl who has everything. And I'm not talking about material possessions, because you could probably sit here and say that I don't have a million things material-wise. So I'm not talking about that. But I am definitely referring to I'm a girl who's very rich in life. And that's what inspired this episode. I am grateful because I am rich in things that I did not know that I needed. And we're just going to break down those things. We're going to break down how to be grateful for the holidays and what Christmas really means to me. Okay? Okay? So I'm rich in many things that I gained throughout this year. One of the biggest being my relationship with God. I definitely talk a lot about that on here. My mom was producing one of our episodes recently, and she was listening, and she was like, wow, I didn't realize how much you talked about God on the podcast. And I was like, why wouldn't I? Like, like, why not talk about God on here? But I never want to come off as somebody who's overly preachy or overly religious, because I feel like I kind of come off like that sometimes, and that's not who I am, and it's not the truth. I make mistakes all the time, and that's why I'm so, I guess, in love with God and in love with who He is, because it's not because of anything that I did or anything that I can do. Like, that's not why He loves me. He loves me because of who He is, and that just makes me feel so good. I'm rich because I have a relationship with Him, and that's all that I need. Literally last night I was on the phone with 2 of my best friends. They're actually on their way to my house now, and we were talking, and they were like telling me they were scared. They think there was some kind of like ghost or something weird in their house or something. I don't know, it was some funny joke. And the first thing I did was like let me pray for you, girl. And I sat up there and I prayed for them and I covered them in the blood of Jesus. And I was like, you're going to be okay because we have God. And that's just my attitude. And it brings a sense of calmness. It brings a sense of peace. And I'm so grateful for the relationship that I have with God. For a little background context, especially for our newer listeners, because I keep forgetting, like, I always think I have repeating listeners, but I do have a lot of people who tell me, I listened to your podcast for the first time this week or whatever. So, for our repeating listeners, I have believed in God my entire life. I grew up a Seventh-day Adventist, going to church almost every Saturday, but I was never really religious. So I did have the religious background, but I don't know. As a child, I did pray. I did remember praying a lot before going to bed at night. That was like a thing for me, but I never like followed the law of God. That was never like a thing for me. I tried to follow some of his teachings, but that was never a thing for me, right? Because you're a kid, you don't really understand the capacity of that. And then as I got a little older, probably around the sixth or seventh grade, sixth, seventh, I really got into it. I really got into spirituality, but I had faith as great, less than a mustard seed, I would probably say. And I strayed away for some years. And then around my senior year of high school, when I got baptized, I kind of recommitted myself to my faith. And I got really, really strong with God again. Kind of got distant over the summer. But then I would say once I got to college, a couple of weeks in, I got really close with God again. And that just meant, it just means so much to me. I'm at a point in my life where I talk to God every day. I wake up in the morning and I talk to God. And that means so much to me. That I'm rich in so much because of that. Anytime I have an issue, anytime I worry, I pray. And even though I'm not a perfect Christian, even though I'm learning to practice his laws in my life and get rid of all the lukewarmness in my life, because there is a lot of lukewarmness in my life. I have a higher power that I can't explain, but I have somebody in my life, God, who listens to all my problems, who takes care of all my problems. Like, I don't have to worry, I don't have to fear, I don't have to be upset because God's going to work it all out for me. And that's been my attitude recently, and I could not be more grateful for that. I'm also very grateful for everybody in my life. I have two amazing parents who have always loved me no matter what, and have never put a crazy amount of pressure on who I should be or how successful I should be or what I should do. And, that's kind of stuff you take advantage of. But I went to a very academically rigorous high school. And I would just meet so many people who would say, oh my God, if I got a B, my mom's going to kill me. My dad's going to kill me or whatever. And my parents were like, C's get degrees. Like, they never put, not saying that they didn't expect anything of us, but they never put a ridiculous amount of pressure on me and my siblings to be a person that we weren't meant to be. And I think because of that, we've all found our way in our separate career fields and have all found success in our separate career fields because we never had that pressure on us. I love my relationship with my parents now. I think going to college has really made my relationship with my mom stronger because I remember the summer before I left, I was like, I can't wait to leave. She was really pissed me off. Love you, Mom. I swear I love you. But we really bumped heads this summer, and then I moved away, and I felt like our relationship got so much better. So I definitely am grateful for that relationship. I'm grateful for my little brothers that I love. I'm grateful for all my sisters. I'm grateful for my nephews because I am Auntie Barbie, and I'm grateful for my one niece who I love so very much. I don't have favorites, but I love my niece. I love my niece and I love my nephews. And I'm just so grateful for my family. And I'm also very rich in the people that I'm around. Guys, I think it's no secret when I first got to college, I was super homesick. And I really struggled with that. And then once I got out, like, I met more people. I made a solid friend group of these girls that I eat dinner with every night. We call it family dinner. And they're like my sisters, and I absolutely love them. And it's made the college process and moving and adjusting to being 900 miles away from everything that I know so much easier, and I'm so grateful for them. And I'm rich in the people that I'm around. I'm around people who make me laugh. I'm around people who bring out the best in me. I'm around people who understand me. Like, my whole life, I'll give you guys an example. My whole life, I've always kind of been teased for being high maintenance, and people have always made me feel like prissy or princessy or kind of snobbish, and I've always kind of felt bad about myself for that. And then I met my friend Abby in college, and we've gotten really close. She's like my sister, I swear. And Abby, I feel like appreciates me for those qualities. She's always like making jokes like, "You're so high maintenance. I love that. Look at how many purses you have, and look at how much you are." And and she compliments me for it. Something that I was always teased about, traits that I was always insecure about, she compliments me for it, which is just proof that there's somebody out there for everyone. And it just makes me happy. And I love all the new friends that I made. I would go name by name, like in middle school, where you would put your friends in your bio, but I don't want to call them out like that. I mean, I'm very, very rich in the people that I have in my life, and I'm so grateful for it. Also, guys, we'll go on like a year recap episode, but my sister got married this year. My sister Leah, who I've been very close with my entire life, she got married this year to the love of her life, and I'm so excited for her. I'm so grateful that I was able to be in her wedding, to attend her wedding. I was her maid of honor. I was her junior maid of honor, but I'm still a maid of honor. And it was an amazing experience. Flew back home from Colorado. I was in my sister's wedding. We had like all these dresses, the dresses, beautiful gowns, beautiful gowns. And I got to meet my brother-in-law's side of the family, and it was just amazing. I really had an amazing time, and I'm so happy that my sister found the love of her life. I really am. So that's something I'm really grateful for this year. Another thing that I'm very grateful for is my career. Last year, I started doing interviews for athletes, and I started off in sports journalism, and my career has progressed heavily since. I now go to the University of Colorado Boulder for such, and I have this career that I never thought I would have, and I always like get emotional thinking about it because it's something that I just never thought I would have. I wasn't the girl that grew up loving sports. I wasn't the girl that I always felt like this was my destiny or anything. I didn't really like sports that much, to be honest with you guys. The only thing I liked about sports was like watching Taylor Rooks' outfits. And now I have a growing career in it, and I'm so grateful for it. And I always try to, it's something like very dear to my heart because I have a big vision and a big dream for my life. But I thank God for giving me that vision in my dream. It's something completely unexpected and something that I did not think I would ever obtain or have. But like I said, God's will for our lives is so much better than the wills that we have for ourselves, because I never thought I would be a sports journalist ever in a million years. I never thought I would be a podcaster. I never thought, you know what I mean? Like, I just never thought this would be my life. But it is my life, and I love my life. I love my job. I love influencing. That's another thing that I'm super grateful for. I'm so grateful for this Chicago Barbie persona. Moving to Boulder really amplified that. And I have people who come up to me all the time, and there's their negative aspects of it, of course. Whenever you put yourself out there in front of the world, you're putting yourself out there to receive positivity and negativity. And there's definitely negative aspects, but they just don't outweigh the positive aspects to me. And to have somebody come up to you and genuinely just say, like, you know what, they love you, they adore what you make, they find you relatable, they find you inspiring, it is such a different feeling. One of the best feelings I've ever had. It felt like a high. I was at a party at Kai Sai, and it was a frat party. Obviously, it's Kai Sai. And this girl pulled me to the side, and she's grabbing me, and she's whispering in my ear because it was really loud in there. And she goes, "Hey, I'm Beth," and oh, I probably shouldn't have said her name. I'm sorry, Beth. And she just said some of the nicest things to me that anybody's ever said in my entire life. And she really validated me and validated the Chicago Barbie whole persona and experience, and was so sweet to me, and was telling me that she loved my content, and she thought I should have a bigger audience, and she thought I was so cool, and I don't deserve any of the pushback that I get, and all kinds of really cool stuff. And she was so genuine and sweet. And it's an experience that I will never forget. You just don't forget stuff like that. Beth was a great person. Shout out to you, Beth. And I've just had so many people like that as well come up to me and just say some of the sweetest things. And those are things you don't forget. And so anytime I'm feeling down on myself, or I feel whatever kind of raggedy or whatever, I try to remember those things, because those things outweigh the negative things to me. I'm also extremely grateful for my health. Your health is your wealth. Ask me how I know that. Um, in 2023, I completely lost my ability to walk, and I slowly regained it back over physical therapy and outpatient and inpatient therapy throughout hospitals, and went through one of the hardest times of my life, like a huge health crisis. And although I'll never be who I was and have the energy that I had and be 100% healthy, I'm so grateful to have my health back. I'm so grateful to be able to do things that I was once not able to do. I'm so grateful to take showers. I'm so grateful to stand up and do my makeup and brush my teeth. I'm so grateful to comb my own hair. I'm so grateful to do all the things that I once was not able to do because of my health. And I've been so blessed to have almost a full recovery. Not a lot of people get those. Not a lot of people get a second chance at life, but I did. And I'm really grateful for that. I'm really grateful for my grandmother. My grandmother and I are very close. I probably should have mentioned her earlier when I was talking about the people that I love in my life. My grandmother, I always say that I'm a result of my grandmother's prayers, and it's the truth. My grandmother is fun, she's loving, she's compassionate, she's very understanding. And that's one trait in her that I see in myself that I always will admire. My grandmother's very understanding. I feel like if you could just talk to her about things, she'll understand and she won't get mad. And I love that about her. She's always been understanding. You can talk to her about pretty much anything. She's compassionate. And I talk to her as much as possible. I used to call her every day. I need to call her more. That's like something I feel very guilty about. But I'm very grateful for my grandmother. I'm very grateful to be attending the University of Colorado Boulder. I know that I complain about it a lot on here, but I'm very grateful for it. I'm grateful that I was even able to go to college because there was a time in high school where I was afraid I wasn't going to get into any kind of university. I was afraid of all kinds of outcomes. I was afraid of going to community college. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I was just afraid that things weren't going to pan out. And not only did things pan out, but things panned out a lot better than I could have ever imagined. So I am really, really happy about that. I'm really happy about that. I love Boulder. It has its ups and downs. It was a hard adjustment period for sure. But I'm very grateful to be there and I'm very grateful to be in the position that I'm in. And as the first semester is over now, second semester is approaching rapidly. I'm excited to see what the second semester brings me. College really does fly by. I can't believe first semester is already over. But I'm really grateful for first semester. I learned a lot about living on my own. I mean, just going to college is an amazing experience. Living in a dorm is such a fun experience. It's like friends. Like you and your friends all live in the same apartment complex. It's really cool. Going to college football games and professors and just the whole experience of being grown and grocery shopping for yourself and doing stuff like that. It's an amazing experience. It's happy, it's free, it's confusing, it's lonely, it's everything at the same time. And I am so grateful for it. Guys, I am grateful for this podcast. I'm grateful for social media and I'm grateful that I'm figuring things out in public in front of you guys. I love sharing my life on social media. I've always been an oversharer, and so to share my life for you guys to see and be authentic and for you guys to relate to, it just means a lot to me. I started literally my life a few years ago, January 2024, because I was bored and I was just thinking, why not just start a podcast or whatever? And I was really excited about that. And I never thought it would grow into what it's grown into, but it's grown into something more than I could have ever imagined. And I just want to thank everybody who listens to this. I want to thank everybody who's been listening since the beginning. I want to thank everybody who just started listening. I love you guys. I really do fiercely love you guys. And I thank you guys for supporting me. I want to thank everybody who listens. I want to thank everybody who likes my videos, who watches my post, who does whatever to support me. It means so much to me. I love, 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 love you guys. I'm wishing you guys the happiest holiday season. I am going to Winter Wonderfest tonight, actually, so I want to thank Navy Pier for having us. I'm going to Winter Wonderfest tonight with my friends, and that's going to be a great memory. I'm definitely going to vlog that, so make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And I'm gonna head off and be grateful for some more great things in life because I am so blessed and highly favored. And I just really reflect on that the most this time of year. I mean, nothing really horrible has happened to me in my life. I'm strong, I'm alive, I'm healthy. I've overcome everything that I've gone through by the strength of the Lord. I have so many great people in my life. I go to an amazing university. I have an amazing career. I really have it all. And that's the way to think about things. There are things that I may lack, material possessions that I may lack, but I think gratitude is the attitude. That's what Christmas really means to me. If you don't take anything away from this episode, I hope you take that away. Christmas to me is focusing on everything that you do have. And in my eyes, maybe I have it all. I'm the girl who has it all. I'm Superwoman. I'm the bionic woman. I feel like all of those things. Even if I may lack a thing or two, that's just how I feel. Um, I'm grateful for my life this holiday season, and I encourage everybody who's listening to be grateful for theirs. I love you guys, and I will see you guys soon. Merry Christmas, and remember, Jesus is the reason for the season.